Hi Sam. I'm glad you're here today. We have an interesting word to explore.
Allerdings.
Hi Alex. What does
allerdings
mean?
Great question.
Allerdings.
Can mean however, indeed, or certainly. The most common use is as a way to contrast something, like saying however in English.
So it's like saying something positive but then adding a contrasting point.
Exactly. Just be cautious with false friends. It might sound like all in English, but it doesn't mean that.
Can you tell me more about how to use
allerdings
grammatically?
Sure.
Allerdings.
Is an adverb, so it doesn't change form. You can use it to introduce a contrasting statement. For example, you might say,
Das Essen war lecker, allerdings war der Service schlecht.
which means the food was delicious, however, the service was bad.
Oh, I see. So it connects two ideas.
Right. And you can use it in different tenses as well. For instance, if you want to mention something in the past, you might say,
Das Essen war lecker, allerdings war der Service schlecht gewesen.
which means the food had been delicious, however, the service had been bad.
Where does the word
allerdings
come from?
It has an interesting history. It comes from Middle High German,
Alter.
which means most or all, combined with
Dings.
a suffix that refers to a thing or matter. Over time, it evolved into its current form.
That's fascinating. So it started with a different meaning.
Yes, it did. Originally, it was used in a more literal sense but gradually shifted to its current use as a contrastive adverb.
Can we break down
allerdings
into smaller parts?
Absolutely. The prefix
All.
refers to all or everything, while the root
Dings.
relates to thing. So when you put them together, it conveys a sense of everything considered, leading to the idea of a contrasting statement.
That makes sense. It's like assembling a puzzle piece.
Speaking of similar words, let's explore some.
I'd love that.
For example, there's,
Aller.
which means all. Then we have,
Allgemein.
meaning general.
And those start with
all
two.
Exactly. Another interesting one is,
Allzeit.
meaning at all times. Then there's,
Allerdings.
of course. 4 words with the suffix
Dings.
we can look at,
Dings.
which is a colloquial term for thing, and
Ding.
which means object.
So those all connect in some way.
Yes, they do. It's like a family of words.
Can you give me some real-life situations where I could use
allerdings
Sure. Let's say you're discussing plans with a friend. You could say,
Ich möchte ins Kino gehen, allerdings habe ich keine Zeit.
Meaning I want to go to the cinema, however, I have no time.
Got it. I could try.
Ich möchte essen gehen, allerdings bin ich müde.
Perfect. That's a great sentence. How about another situation? If you're at work, you might say,
Das Projekt ist interessant, allerdings ist es schwierig.
which means the project is interesting, however, it is difficult.
I'll try.
Die Arbeit ist spannend, allerdings ist sie stressig.
Well done. One more situation could be while traveling. You might say,
Das Hotel war schön, allerdings war es teuer.
meaning the hotel was nice, however, it was expensive.
How about?
Die Stadt ist groß, allerdings ist sie laut.
Great job. You're really getting the hang of it.
Allerdings.
Formal or informal?
Allerdings.
Is quite neutral, so you can use it in both formal and informal contexts. Some typical phrases include,
Das ist allerdings richtig.
meaning that is certainly correct, or
Allerdings kann ich nicht zustimmen.
meaning however, I cannot agree.
Are there similar words I should be aware of?
Yes, you should be cautious with words like,
Aber,
which means but, and,
jedoch.
which means however, as they can sometimes be confused with.
Allerdings.
Can we practice some example sentences with?
Allerdings.
Of course. Here's one.
Ich mag Kaffee, allerdings trinke ich lieber Tee.
Meaning I like coffee, however, I prefer tea.
I like that. Here's mine.
Ich gehe gerne schwimmen, allerdings kann ich nicht gut schwimmen.
Very nice. Another example could be,
Es ist kalt heute, allerdings ist die Sonne draußen.
meaning it is cold today, however, the sun is out.
I'll try.
Es ist spät, allerdings möchte ich noch lernen.
That's a wonderful sentence. Now, let's do a quick recall check. What does
Allerdings.
mean?
It means however.
Correct. How do you use it in a sentence?
You can connect two ideas with it.
Right. Can you give me an example of a similar word?
Aber.
Good job. What is the origin of?
Allerdings.
It comes from Middle High German.
That's right. Lastly, is
Allerdings.
formal or informal.
It's neutral, so it can be used in both contexts.
You did fantastic today, Sam. The key takeaway is that
Allerdings.
is a versatile word for contrasts. Keep practicing, and you'll be using it effortlessly in no time.
Thanks, Alex. I can't wait to use it more in my conversations.